I'm going like, that says it all pretty much right there, because love is everything. I mean, the world revolves around love, and if it's love for your family, or your wife, or your husband, or your kids, or your dogs, or your cats, or your horses, or whatever it is,
Just moments ago, shocking details emerged about George Strait's son that left fans reeling. Let us take a moment to understand the gravity of this revelation that no one saw coming. For years, the Strait family kept a tight lid on their private lives, but now his son has revealed a truth many had long suspected. This confession shakes the very foundation of what we thought we knew. Could this be just the beginning of an even bigger revelation? Let us reveal the shocking truth that just shattered Hollywood, as devastating details about George Strait's son have finally come to light. The last legend of country music. In the world of country music, George Strait is a name that stands out. Often called the king of country music, this title fits him well. His voice is unique and his music has stood the test of time. But what makes him different from other country musicians? How has he influenced the direction of country music? His rise to fame and personal life have fascinated fans for years, and now at 43, his son is finally sharing something many people had long suspected about his life. But before we uncover this long-hidden truth, let's first take a closer look at the path that led George Strait to become the legend he is today. George Harvey Strait Sr. was born on May 18, 1952, to John Byron Strait Sr. and Doris Jean Kuzer. From the start, his parents knew there was something special about him. Like a cowboy who captures hearts through his stories, he won over millions with his music. He wasn't just another country singer, he became a storyteller who represented the soul of America's heartland. In the early days of country music, when stars like Dolly Parton filled stages with glitzy performances, he brought something real and authentic. His music didn't just entertain, it touched people deeply. His songs painted pictures of open roads, nights under the stars, and honky-tonk bars where friends shared drinks and memories. His voice had a raw, comforting quality, drawing people in and taking them on a journey with every song. Growing up in Pearsall, Texas, his father was a math teacher and a rancher, managing a 2,000-acre property. He spent weekends and summers working hard on the ranch, but life wasn't always easy. When he was in 4th grade, his parents divorced and his mother left with his sister, leaving him and his brother John to stay with their father. Even though he had a natural talent for music, it wasn't until high school that he really started to explore it. He joined a rock and roll band called the Stoics, influenced by bands like the Beatles during the British invasion. But despite his love for rock, he felt a growing connection to country music, especially the work of legends like Hank Thompson and Merle Haggard. After high school, he eloped with his high school sweetheart, Norma Voss, and they married in Mexico on December 4, 1971. That same year, he joined the U.S. Army and was stationed in Hawaii with the 25th Infantry Division. While there, he auditioned for and joined the Army's country music band, Rambling Country, which performed both on and off the base. While serving in Hawaii, he and Norma welcomed their first child, Jennifer. Even though he was in the military for 4 years, he never let go of his passion for music. It was during this time that he honed his skills as a performer, setting the stage for the legendary career that was just around the corner. His career took a turn when he met Irving Woolsey, a bar owner with music industry connections. Woolsey helped introduce his band to key people in the industry. However, they faced setbacks as the music industry wasn't ready for their traditional Western swing sound. Despite several trips to Nashville and multiple rejections, he didn't give up. At one point, he considered walking away from music, but his wife Norma encouraged him to keep pushing forward. This persistence eventually paid off. In 1981, MCA Records offered him a recording contract. Though they initially signed him for just one song, things quickly took off. His first single, Unwound, climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart in 1981. It was the start of a long string of hits that would define his career. This song appeared on his debut album, Straight Country, which critics praised as a return to traditional country music at a time when pop sounds were dominating the charts. In 1973, Terry Stafford wrote a song that he later turned into one of his most famous tracks. He first performed at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo in 1983 when Eddie Rabbitt couldn't make it due to the flu. This place became a regular stop for him with over 20 performances over the years, drawing more than 1 million fans. Throughout the 1980s, he had 17 #1 hits, including a stretch of 5 in a row from 1983 to 1984. Turning heartbreak into hits. The 1990s started off strong for him when he released his 10th studio album, Livin' It Up. It had 2 #1 hits, Love Without End Amen and I've Come to Expect It From You. Both songs held the top spot for 5 weeks in 1990. The next year, he released another album, Chill of an Early Fall, which got a lot of praise for being different from his earlier work. This album had hits like If I Know Me and You Know Me Better Than That, but his streak of 31 top 10 hits ended when Lovesick Blues only reached number 24. In 1992, he released the album Holding My Own, which didn't have any #1 hits, but still had 2 songs that made it to the top 5. That same year, he starred in the movie Pure Country and released a very successful soundtrack. The soundtrack had hits like Heartland and I Cross My Heart, which topped both the country and mainstream charts. His career continued to soar with albums like Easy Come Easy Go in 1993, which had hits like I'd Like to Have That One Back and the title track. The mid-90s brought even more success with several #1 albums, including Lead On, Blue Clear Sky, and Carrying Your Love With Me. The last of these albums was especially big because it was the first to top the Billboard 200 chart for him. But even though things were going great, he didn't slow down. In 1995, he released Straight Out of the Box, a collection of his biggest hits that became a bestseller. This collection included the popular song Check Yes or No. Around this time, he also started the George Strait Country Music Festival, which featured many top artists. The festival was a hit and cleverly never visited the same place more than twice, helping him reach as many fans as possible. As the 1990s came to an end, he released the album Always Never the Same in 1999. Even though some critics didn't love it, the album was successful, and the song Write This Down continued to do well on the radio. But then, as the new millennium began, things got a bit tougher for him. In 2000, he released a self-titled album that did well on the charts, but none of its songs reached #1. It was also his first studio album not to go platinum. Still, songs like Go On were popular. In 2001, he released The Road Less Traveled, where he tried out some new sounds and effects in his music. Songs like She'll Leave You With a Smile still made it to the top of the charts. However, one of the hardest moments in his life came when he lost his daughter, Jennifer, at just 13 years old. This tragic loss deeply affected him, but he continued to find comfort and strength through his music. His ability to keep going and create meaningful music during such a tough time touched fans all over the world. Throughout this tough time, Norma was a beacon of strength for him. She gave him warmth and received it back from him. As they faced their challenges together, their bond became a safe place and a source of courage. Norma's love was a huge support for him, helping him get through the flood of emotions that nearly overwhelmed him. Even in their darkest moments, Norma's steady presence showed him that he wasn't alone in his grief. They leaned on each other, finding comfort in memories of their daughter, Jennifer, and drawing strength from their deep connection. They found peace in their quiet moments together, holding on to the love that had seen them through so many difficult times. Norma's constant encouragement was key for him, helping him hold on to hope during his deepest sadness. As they worked through their loss, their relationship grew even stronger, shaped by the shared pain they were facing. In each other's arms, they found a calm understanding that didn't need words. As they dealt with their grief, they became more resilient, with their love growing even stronger from the hardships they faced. But this wasn't the hardest part. Norma's unwavering support played a crucial role in his healing, guiding him through his darkest days with her gentle strength. She stood by him even on the toughest days, never letting him face his sorrow alone. Years later, on October 3, 2006, he marked 30 years in the music industry by releasing a new album called It Just Comes Natural. He recorded it at Jimmy Buffett's Shrimp Boat Sound Studio in Key West, Florida. The location was chosen because it helped minimize his allergic reactions. The album, which featured 15 new tracks, was a big success, with critics praising his natural talent and his long-standing contribution to country music. The album's first single, Give It Away, shot to the top of the charts, making Whispering Bill Anderson the first songwriter to have a #1 hit across 5 decades. The title track also became another #1 hit for him. In 2007, his song Wrapped climbed to the top of the media-based 24/7's country charts, marking his 55th #1 single. Early that year, he led a 23-date arena tour with Ronnie Millsap and newcomer Taylor Swift. Later, he released Troubadour in April 2008, an album with 12 songs, including duets with Patti Loveless and Dean Dillon. Its first single, I Saw God Today, set a record debut on the country charts, and the album launched at #1 on the Billboard Top 200, selling over 160,000 copies in the first week. River of Love, another hit from Troubadour, became his 57th #1 song in 2009. That same year, the Academy of Country Music honored him with the Artist of the Decade Award. The ceremony was led by Garth Brooks, the previous recipient. He also headlined the first event at the new Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A tragic loss and the power of love. As he got older, there were concerns about the future of traditional country music after his retirement. However, his son, George Strait Jr., or Bubba, stepped up to continue his legacy. Bubba, born during the rise of pop country music, decided to keep the traditional style alive. In 2009, he and his father co-wrote songs for the album Twang, staying true to his iconic cowboy image on stage. They performed Arkansas Dave live, reassuring fans that the traditional country sound was here to stay. His influence even extended to his grandson Henry, who joined him on stage, ensuring that the Strait family's pure country music would continue for generations to come. In 2010, he was named the top country artist of the past 25 years by Billboard. The following year, he released Here for a Good Time, which gave him 2 more #1 singles, bringing his total to 59 chart-topping hits. The third single from the album, Drinkin' Man, didn't perform as well, peaking at number 37 on the charts. In October 2012, he released Give It All We Got Tonight from his album Love Is Everything, which came out on May 14, 2013. His record label started a campaign called 60 for 60 to help the song become his 60th #1 hit on the country music charts while he was still 60 years old. By May 2013, the song reached the top of the media-based charts. But the next single, I Believe, only made it to number 50 on the U.S. Country Airplay chart, which was the first time one of his songs didn't break into the top 40. Even with this setback, he won the 2013 CMA Entertainer of the Year award. In November of that year, at the 10th Billboard Touring Awards, he was given the Legend of Live Award, honoring him as one of the best concert performers based on ticket sales and overall performance. He was the first country artist to receive this major recognition from Billboard. On April 19, 2015, during the ACM Awards, he performed 2 songs, All My Exes Live in Texas, and his new single, Let It Go. Later, he was chosen as one of 30 artists to perform on the song Forever Country, which celebrated the 50th anniversary of the CMA Awards. He also released a single called Código, inspired by a tequila brand he had invested in. His Cowboy Rides Away tour was a huge success, with tickets selling out in just hours. The tour kicked off in January 2013 in Lubbock, Texas, and was split into 2 legs, with 21 shows in 2013 and 26 in 2014. It ended in Arlington, Texas on June 7, 2014. He was joined by his 11-member band, Ace in the Hole, and various country stars like Jason Aldean, Eric Church, and Miranda Lambert opened for him. The final show was attended by a record-breaking 104,793 people, making it one of the most attended concerts in U.S. history. But the music wasn't the only thing on his mind. He also focused on his personal life and giving back. He became a spokesman for the Wrangler National Patriot Program, which supports American military veterans and their families. In 2012, he welcomed his first grandson, George Harvey Strait III. Along with his business partner Tom Cusick, he created the Vaqueros del Mar Invitational Golf Tournament in concert, raising over $5 million for wounded servicemen and women. In 2018, he was honored as Texan of the Year for his work raising funds after Hurricane Harvey. He's also made history in country music. He surpassed Conway Twitty's record of #1 hits, reaching 60 chart toppers, and he has sold over 120 million records worldwide. His final big concert in 2014 set the record for the largest indoor concert ever in North America. But that's not all. There's more to the story. He has achieved an incredible number of platinum album certifications, 33 to be exact. On top of that, 13 of his albums have been certified as multi-platinum, and 38 have reached gold status. His best-selling album, Pure Country, came out in 1992 and has sold 6 million copies. Another popular album, Straight Out of the Box, was released in 1995. It's a 4-CD box set and has sold 2 million copies, earning an 8-times platinum certification. He is also ranked as the 12th best-selling album artist in the United States, with more than 70 million records sold nationwide. He holds the record for the most #1 albums, singles, and gold and platinum albums in country music. Across all music genres, he ranks 11th for the number of #1 albums and is 3rd behind Elvis Presley and the Beatles for the most gold and platinum albums. But that's not all. He has a total of 60 #1 hits across all music charts, which makes him the artist with the most #1 singles in any genre, a title he's held since 2013. Even more impressive, he's the only musician to have a top 10 single every year for 30 years in a row. He also holds the 2nd spot for the most top 10 hits in music history, following only Eddie Arnold, who had 92. He's won 22 CMA awards, including Entertainer of the Year in 1989, 1990, and 2013, making him the only artist to win this award in 3 different decades. He also holds the record for the most CMA nominations and consecutive nominations. By 2009, he had set the record for winning the most CMA awards. He shares the top spot for the most wins and nominations at the Academy of Country Music Awards. In 2006, he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, where he performed his latest #1 hit at the time, Give It Away, during the 40th CMA Awards. But his recognition didn't stop there. Billboard named him the top country music artist of the past 25 years. In 2008, the Academy of Country Music named him the Artist of the Decade for the 2000s. Then in 2013, he became the oldest artist to win the Entertainer of the Year award, which also set a record for the longest gap between wins for this award. He's also tied with Merle Haggard for the most Male Vocalist of the Year awards. In 2013, he performed in front of 70,000 fans at the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, as part of his 2-year farewell tour. That same year, the governor of Texas declared May 18th as George Strait Day to honor his contributions to music and the state. But that wasn't the end of his career. In 2023, Rolling Stone listed him as number 156 on its list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. Later that year, at a concert at Lucas Oil Stadium, he announced his 31st studio album, Cowboys and Dreamers. He performed several new tracks alongside Chris Stapleton during that event. After facing some personal hardships, including losing his longtime manager and members of his touring team, he came back to performing with deep gratitude. He ended one concert with a heartfelt 6-song encore, honoring the memory of his friends and thanking his fans for their constant support. What controversial revelation could shake the legacy of a beloved country music icon? Was it a secret past, a hidden relationship, or something else? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.